Hey there friend, welcome to this channel. My name is Katie and today we're doing an evening yoga practice for flexibility. Evening is a great time to do flexibility training because it's also a really great way to calm your mind and relax your body as well. So it's the perfect way to unwind and get yourself ready for bed. For this practice, you will need a strap, so it's not completely necessary, but I definitely recommend grabbing something that resembles a strap. And it's always handy to have a cushion or a yoga block nearby as well if you do need a little bit of extra support. So today we'll get started in Child's Pose. You can come into whichever version you prefer. If you want to target your lower back, keep your knees together. But if you want to target your hips, take them out nice and wide apart. Then you're reaching your hands towards the front of your mat, resting your forehead to the mat as well if you can. If not, bring your hands in underneath or use a cushion or yoga block underneath your forehead. And then same thing with your hips. If they don't quite make it back to your heels, just bring a cushion or a yoga block in underneath. Now as we settle into our child's pose, we'll bring some awareness to the breath. So all you have to do here is observe. Notice it as it comes in and out of your body. Bring your awareness into whatever sensations you're feeling that stretch, and just sending your breath wherever it's needed. If your mind has drifted away, that's completely normal. Just notice where you are. Are you in the past or are you in the future? And now bring yourself back to the present by focusing again on the sensations within your body or by following your breath in and out. Just a few more breaths here, just letting your body melt into your mat, opening up those muscles and creating that flexibility. You can slowly start to pull yourself back up again. From here, we're coming into puppy pose or melting heart pose. So the knees will stay directly below the hips, and then reach your hands towards the front of your mat, having them about shoulder distance apart if you can. You're melting your chest onto your mat now, bringing your forehead back down. Again, here you can have a cushion or block underneath your forehead. If you feel any discomfort within your arms, any numbness or tingling, just bend your elbows, bringing your hands back a little bit closer to you. So different to child's pose, you're really feeling that opening across the back of your shoulders. So take a nice big breath in, help them to open up a little bit more. And each time you exhale, you're getting that tension out of your body. If you're feeling really flexible here, you might be able to bring your chin onto your mat. If not, that's something that you can work up to, so don't worry. And we're not here for too long. Keep your mind with your breath, with your body, in your shoulders. One more full breath in. And as you exhale, you can start to gradually bring yourself back, just coming to sit again on your mat. So we'll be sitting for a few minutes here. So come into your favorite way to sit on the mat. Again, have a cushion or yoga block underneath to sit on if you need to, and then have your strap nearby. We're moving into a pose called cow face arms, and this is a really great way to open up your shoulders and create some flexibility there. Also really great if you work on a computer and you find you have a lot of shoulder and neck and upper back pain as well. So if you have a strap, just place it over one of your shoulders. If you don't have a strap, it's okay, you can still do this pose. So the left arm reaches out in front of us, and then push it as far away from you as you can get it. Bring it all the way back behind you now. Once it won't go back anymore, turn your thumb down, bend your elbow, and come to grab your strap. You want your hand as close up to the top of your spine as you can get it. Right arm reaches up, bend at your elbow and find another part of your strap. Again, the right hand is as close to the spine as it can be. And then you might walk your hands closer together along your strap here if you want to make it more intense. The main focus is to keep this top elbow pointed up to the sky and to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Once you feel settled, then you can close your eyes. Notice how each breath in expands your chest and makes the pose a little bit more intense. And each time you breathe out, you're getting rid of that tension. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes in total, so just try your best. If you do need to come out of the pose, that's okay. If you need to walk your hands a little bit further away from each other, that's okay too. Big breaths here, mind focused on the body. Check in on your top elbow, see if it has drifted forward. If it has, point it back up to the sky. Just a few more big breaths here. When you're ready, you can come out of the pose, so you're slowly releasing your grip from your strap, and then you're circling off your shoulders, maybe stretching through your neck. Just do whatever you need to do, and then we'll take it to the other side when you're ready. So this time your right arm reaches out in front of you, push it away, bring it all the way back, turn your thumb down, bend your elbow and find your strap, lifting that hand up as high as is comfortable for you. Left arm up, bend the elbow and find your strap. Now I forgot to mention this on the other side, but if you don't have a strap, you're just reaching your hands towards each other, and eventually with more practice, you will be able to even clasp your fingers together. So again, choose your own adventure and find what is sustainable for you here. Top elbow pointed up, back of the neck nice and long. And then close your eyes, find your breath, and just settle into the pose. Little reminder about that top elbow here. See if it's still pointed up, or halfway through. You're doing really well. This is a really intense pose, but great for flexibility. Take one more full breath in here. Open up your chest and shoulders. And then with your exhale, you can release this pose. So slowly starting to come back. Circle out the shoulders again. Do what you need to do. And then we'll remove our strap for now. We don't need it again until the end of the practice, so keep it nearby. And then we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. So when you're ready, bring your hands towards the front of your mat, fingers are spread wide, and then start to drag your hips up and back. Feet about hip distance apart, knees can stay bent. Paddle out your feet if you want to stretch the back of your legs. Now from here, bring your right foot forward in between your hands and sink your back knee down onto your mat. So depending on your knee, you can either keep your toes tucked or you can bring the top of your foot onto your mat. So different things feel better for different people. Now we're here in our lunge, so your back knee determines how intense you want this. If it's too intense, bring it a little bit closer to you. And if you want more, bring that knee a little bit further back. So take a nice long breath in here. Just see how your hips are feeling. And now you have to honestly ask yourself, do you want more? And if you do want to take it a little bit further, then come into lizard pose by walking your right foot to the outside of your right hand, keeping it on a 45-degree angle. Wrists are below the shoulders and fingers are spread nice and wide. And we'll just pause here in lizard pose. So cultivating that hip flexibility, also a really nice way to release stress here. We'll stay for 2 minutes. So find your breath. Use it to open up any little pockets of tightness you feel within your hips. And while we're in this pose, you might start to breathe in through your nostrils and out through your mouth, getting rid of all of that tension and stress with each breath out. Just about 3 more big breaths here. You're doing really well. Now, no matter where you are in your lunge or your lizard, we'll start to walk this right foot all the way over to the left side of the mat, coming into pigeon pose here. So you're bringing your right knee onto your mat, and it's okay if you need to bring that right foot way back here to get the knee down. Wrists are still below the shoulders, and then our hips are still lifted nice and high. So don't let this right hip collapse. Keep it lifted. Keep both of your feet active here, so your back foot is pressed into the top of your mat and your front foot is flexing. Imagine you want to pull your feet towards each other, and that will help you to keep that lift in your hips. Stay here, or you can come down into a sleeping pigeon by coming onto your forearms. Let your mind wander now into that right hip. Notice how it opens up. Keep sending your breath into it. If you're on your forearms, come back onto your fingertips here. We'll allow ourselves to sit over on the right hip now, and we'll make our way into a half shoelace. So our left foot is coming back towards the front of the mat, and our right leg is out long in front of us. Now bring this left foot all the way over beside your right hip, so the knees are relatively stacked on top of each other here. And if you want, you can sit up on a yoga block or cushion. So a really great hip opener here, a great way to get that flexibility. You can stay here just letting gravity open up the hips. Or if you want to take it a bit further, you can slowly start to walk your hands away from you, maybe dropping your nose towards that top knee. Now stay here, or if you're feeling extra flexible, you might be able to bend that bottom leg as well. So now your right foot is over beside your left hip, coming into a full shoelace pose. If you're here, make sure you can keep both of your sit bones pressed into your mat, and you can just stay up tall here, or you might go a little bit deeper, folding forward. But always just listen to your body here. If it gives you any signals at all that it's in pain or that it's not okay, just back off. Big breaths. We're not here for too long. Now if you are in the fold, start to slowly bring yourself back up until your spine is nice and long again. And we'll take it into a brief twist. So even if you're in half or full shoelace, bring your right hand in behind you as close to your tailbone as you can get it. And then left arm just hooks into this left knee. It's hard to tell sometimes. So it's the left knee. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and then as you exhale, just gently twist, looking back over your right shoulder. Each inhale lengthens your spine, each exhale helps you to twist. Now we'll gradually start to come back, and we're undoing those legs now. So both legs out long in front. Always feels really good to release that pose. You can shake off your legs, and then when you're ready, come back to downward facing dog, and we're going to do that on the left side now. So take a few seconds just to get rid of that pose. You can bend your knees or sway your hips from side to side. Now your left foot comes forward in between your hands, starting off with our lunge, whichever version works for you. Take a big breath in and feel how your hips are feeling. Give them some time to respond and let you know. If they want to go further, come into lizard pose, left foot to the outside of the left hand, fingers spread wide, wrists below the shoulders. Your back knee determining how deep you go here. So 2 minutes, this is the longest hold, so we'll try our best. Keep with your breath. Stay with your sensations. And it's really tempting to fidget here or even just to come out of the pose because the body doesn't like it. It's good for it, but it's not what it wants to do. So it's going to try to tell you everything to stop doing what you're doing. It's going to try to distract you. But you are stronger than those thoughts. So maybe close your eyes or just keep your vision focused on one point. And just know that 2 minutes will end and you can do this. Few more big breaths. We're almost there. Now we'll set ourselves up for pigeon pose. So start to slowly bring your left foot over to the right side of your mat. Do what you need to do to get that left knee onto the mat. Remember, feet are both active, so back foot pressed into the back of your mat, front foot flexed, hips stay lifted because your feet are pulling towards each other. Staying here or coming down onto your forearms. We're here for 1 minute in pigeon pose. Slowly coming up if you're on your forearms, and then you're sitting over on your left hip. If you're coming into your full shoelace, you can go straight for it just by bringing your right foot all the way across to the left side. Otherwise, straighten up that left leg first, then bring your right foot all the way around. Now your right foot is close to the outside of your left hip. So again, both sit bones pressed into your mat, wiggle around until you feel settled. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and maybe exhale to walk the hands away, dropping your nose towards your knees. So there's so many sensations within this pose to keep us grounded. Tune into your hips, your bottom leg, your back. maybe even your neck and shoulders. So just let your mind wander through your body, finding tension, and then if there's any tightness, send a big breath into it. Now you can start to slowly come back up if you're in your fold, and we'll take it to our twist. So your left hand comes in behind, props up your spine, right arm hooks to the outside of the right knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to rotate, slowly looking back behind you. We'll come back to center and we'll undo the pose. So bring those legs out, shake them off. You might lean back on your hands here and take a bend into your knees. Feet are wide apart. Exhale to drop the knees to the side. Inhale to lift them up, and exhale to drop to the opposite side. So just getting rid of any leftover tension from your hips here, releasing that sequence of hip openers that we just did. Then when you're ready, you can have your hips in the center of your mat and nice and slowly come down to lie on your back. Once you're there, give your body a moment just to settle. Everything getting nice and heavy. Take up as much space as you need to. And we'll end with a little hamstring stretch. So this is where you can have your strap again. Start by bringing your right knee up into your chest, and you might gently hug it in a little bit tighter. Maybe do some circles with your right ankle here, going in both directions. And if you have your strap, you can wrap it around the sole of your right foot and then take that strap into your right hand, trying to keep your arm and your leg as straight as you can. If you don't have a strap here, you can just have your hands in behind your thigh to help you to keep your leg up straight. So just a few big breaths in here, open up that hamstring. And then when you're ready, take a bend into your knee, undo your strap, and send your right leg out long. Same here for the left side. You can hug that left knee into your chest. Just exploring how that left hip is feeling, maybe squeezing a little bit tighter. Maybe some ankle rotations here. And then when you're ready, wrap your strap around your left foot, holding it with your left arm. Relaxing here, tuning into the sensations of your left hamstring. Last big breath in. And then exhaling, start to release, bringing your left foot back out long. Now you're welcome to stay here and lie on your mat in your most comfortable way to rest. And I definitely recommend that you take as much time as you can here. If you're ready to come back up, you can very slowly start to lift yourself up until you're sitting on your mat again. We'll end our practice just by taking a few really big breaths in and out. So maybe closing your eyes, straightening up your back as much as you can. Breathe in through your nostrils and open your mouth to exhale. Just a few more like that, no matter where you are. When you're ready, you can gradually open your eyes again. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this evening yoga routine. Hopefully you're feeling nice and calm now to have a relaxing evening, or maybe you're just ready to go to bed now. So have a great night. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.